Welcome to the Season 2 of About Creative Uses of AI in Norway. Stay tuned to discover the fascinating insights on how neural networks learn, drawn from Chapman's book and my enlightening conversation with Gemini. We are thrilled to announce that we will have two incredible guests joining us for the highly anticipated Part 2 of the 16th session of Oslo Creative AI. Now, let's go to my human counterpart to introduce what will happen.
I am your host, Ali Sobot.
Don't be a prick. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi guys, welcome to Season 2, Episode 9 of Creative Use of AI in Norway. First, we're going to goof around neural networks like last time and start with the creative part of this episode. Before that, let's make a recap of last episode. So, last time we talked about deep learning. And as you remember, deep learning is a subset of machine learning defined by its depth, the use of multiple hidden layers with neural networks. These layers act as a computational engine, automatically transforming raw input into a hierarchy of understanding. By moving from simple textures to highly abstract concepts, deep learning models can master complex, nonlinear relationships. This allows AI to excel at task spanning, achieving human-like proficiency in fields like language, vision, and strategy. Look, I've noticed that we've been talking a lot about LLMs, and although LLMs are important, especially as far as agentic workloads are concerned, which is basically delegating computer work to AI agents, this time around we're going to talk about AI's comprehension of images. So let's take a deep dive into that, and the most important concept in this regard, convolutional neural network. Hence, I noticed from last episode that Gemini said a lot of shit without me putting on my critical thinking cap on, so let's critically review and use Chapman's book as the scientific basis on that criticism. Right? Let's go. So here's what Gemini said last time. When a convolutional neural network processes an image, it doesn't see a face all at once. It breaks the task down into layers of abstraction. So you've got low level, concrete. The first layers detect simple edges and textures. You've got mid-level. The middle layers combine these edges to recognize motifs, patterns, or parts of objects, like a nose or a wheel. You've got high level or high abstraction. The deepest layers concatenate these features to identify complex objects, faces, or scenes. As David Chapman notes, as data passes through each successive layer, the network learns hierarchical features with higher level, more abstract features building upon the low level ones. Great. Now let's have Chapman bring in his insight into this discussion. He argues, CNN predominantly used in image recognition and processing tasks. The CNN strength lies in its ability to automatically and adaptively run special hierarchies of features from input images. Great. Did that also go over your head? Because it sure shit did for me. I guess his point is CNN is AI's eyes. So let's see what he means regarding the function of CNNs more specifically in order to clarify. He argues, CNN particularly well suited for tasks involving images such as object and face recognition. completely understandable, right? Chapman further says that CNN is an advanced type of neural network that has gained prominence for its ability to integrate unordered data into a known representation, representation, which is the autoencoder. So theoretically, I didn't understand any of this, but as you hopefully remember from season 1, I told you that Stable Diffusion, which is a local AI image generation architecture, turns noise into an image. My experience is that when you use autoencoders when generating images with Stable Diffusion, your generated images improves. I have experience with the Stable Diffusion 1 models and Stable Diffusion XL models. When you download the appropriate models for the autoencoders, you improve the images. That's my experience. So back to Chapman. He further argues that an autoencoder is designed to learn efficient representations and encodings for a set of data, typically for the purpose of dimensionality reduction or feature learning. It consists of an encoder network that encompasses the input into a latent space representation and a decoder. So I think we have only time for a couple of questions for Gemini to answer, because this is kind of a long monologue. Apologies in advance. So let's just jump right into asking Gemini some questions. First question: why does autoencoders make my images better when using Stable Diffusion?
In Stable Diffusion, when you use a good autoencoder, you are giving the AI a better rebuilder. Because the autoencoder has learned highly abstract representations of data, close quote, it knows what a perfect eye or a perfect tree should look like in its secret code. When your AI is trying to turn noise, a bunch of random dots, into a picture, the autoencoder acts like a guide. It says, hey, I recognize that shape in the secret code. That's supposed to be a clear, sharp eye, not a blurry blob.
Okay. Can you simply explain what autoencoders are?
They are like secret code machines, working like a super smart zip file machine. As Dave Chapman writes, an autoencoder is designed to learn efficient representations, encodings, for a set of data, typically for the purpose of dimensionality reduction or feature learning.
Okay. Well, can you break it down into simple parts?
The encoder, the squeezer. Imagine you have a giant high-quality photo. The encoder's job is to compress or squeeze that giant photo into a tiny secret code. Quote, it throws away all the boring stuff, like extra noise, and only keeps the most important parts, like the vibe of the cat.
Okay, are there other parts? Yeah.
Yes. You have got the latent space, the secret box, and the decoder, the rebuilder.
Damn bro, explain it lightning fast. People are getting impatient to get to part 2.
Right. Lightning fast. The latent space, the secret box. This is where that tiny secret code lives. Chapman calls this the latent space representation. It's like a hidden library, where the computer stores the most important abstract versions of every image it has ever seen.
Bro, wrap it up already.
The decoder, the rebuilder. This is the magic part. The decoder takes that tiny secret code from the latent space and tries to turn it back into a full-sized, beautiful picture, say, a tiger. The tiger serves as a complex, standard visual stress test because its intricate stripes and textures perfectly demonstrate the autoencoder's ability to compress high-dimensional data into a secret code and reconstruct those essential features without losing the original identity of the subject.
Okay, Thanks, Gemini. Well, I hope you found my conversation with Gemini useful. I'm going to have a conversation with two Ukrainian guests in the show, living in Norway, talking about their AI use in their entrepreneurial endeavors here. Make sure to stick around for part 2, because that's when the exciting part begins. Thank you for watching and subscribing to my channel. See you on the flip side.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's jump right into part 2. A quick recap. For the 16th session of OKAI, we met at Trekanten on Tuesday, March 3rd for an AI meetup. That evening, we were joined by Mykita Chernenko, software engineer, founder, and author, who took us on a super practical journey through the evolution of AI book writing over the last few years.
Okay, so welcome to Creative Use of AI in Norway, part 2. I have two guests for you tonight. We are coming from, we are at Oslo Creative AI. I actually forgot which session it was.
16.
It was actually a session, yeah. I love when there are several people because you basically can help me host this show. Okay, so it's the 16th session, and you guys were the guests there as well. Yes. So okay, okay, just one. No, ikke noe problem. Nej, ikke noe problem. So, okay. Great. Let's jump into it. It is Mykita.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it is Julia. So look, I hear you guys aren't Norwegian, right?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Just let's start there. Where are you guys from?
We actually are both from Ukraine, but from all as far as it gets from within Ukraine up to different points. I'm from Lviv.
And I'm from Kharkiv. So they were east and they were west.
Okay, nice. And husband, wife.
Yeah,
Indeed.
that's good.
Hope you don't mind me just mentioning
Oh,
it.
that's all right.
Okay. Let's just jump into it, okay? Since you were the guest, let's start with you. What I got from the little stuff that I actually understood, so I haven't had time to take a deep dive in you, because I usually do a deep dive, at least become a bit more familiar with the guests that come here, but because of personal stuff, I hadn't the time. And
That's right.
yeah. So basically, could you guys basically just introduce yourself and be mind of the fact that I know it's going to sound a bit weird. Be mind the fact that this is creative use of AI, so but it doesn't have to be creative, right? Sorry, I'm rambling. Just introduce yourself. Don't. Yeah.
You want to start?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm Julia. I am a product engineer, and in general, to describe myself outside of my profession, outside of what I do, I am a curious person, and I love to try out new different things, and that's actually how I ended up being a software engineer and how I got into product engineering, because with development of AI there is less and less software to write, and I'm like, okay, I need a niche within the sphere that cannot be as easily taken over by AI, and it's actually the connection you make with people, the empathetic aspect of it, the collaboration with people, and understanding what is it that users truly need, want, and how to best solve their problems. And and I mean, I think this iterative approach I take with me everywhere, and yeah.
Before I come to you, I just want to ask you, as far as AI is concerned, do you use AI in your workflow?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. How do you use AI in your workflow? Or yeah, sure. How do you use it?
I mean, when I write software, of course, I use Cursor and Claude Code to help me actually with the development of technical challenges I'm working on. And in terms of product, it's, I mean, I like to think that I do all of the creative work of planning, thinking of like what the goal is with a certain project, but of course like optimizing I don't know, emails, summarizing meetings, and like a lot of grunt work is of course handled by AI.
Great. Now you go for it. Introduce
My
yourself.
name is Mikita. Can I hold it?
Yeah, sure.
My name is Mikita. I come from Kharkiv, Ukraine, and I've been a software engineer for the last 9 years. So I started before AI kicked in, and after that I was developing in my career in Ukraine, and in 2020 I moved to Norway, and after that I worked in a few companies. Now I'm a tech lead at OKAI, and at the same time I've developed a few of my startups as well.
Nice.
On different topics. One that we're very proud of that we sold recently is Nameless, which is for couples to improve their relationships. And it's a very sweet project. It's very near to my heart. It works. And also a lot of my creativity actually comes from my entrepreneurship, because I need to come up with new ideas, creative solutions, figure out how I solve things, and it always involves a lot of creativity and art even in it. So that's part of it. And also I've published a few books.
Sorry. Go for it. Yeah.
I've published a few books, so I wrote a technical and semi-technical book about the mindset. Also wrote a project that helps authors to write books. So a bit of my creativity is there as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's see. Okay. No, this is going to be. Let me. Right. Okay. So let's just react. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Just react whenever.
Sure.
Just.
Yeah.
Oh, I have something to say. Whatever. Just be my guest. So I'm going to ask you regarding to your presentation, right? So I have some really basic questions. Because you're also a published author.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Great.
correct.
Yeah. Look, I think I have published one book, but I don't regard myself as an author. Naturally, because I guess right. Sorry. Okay, so here's the thing. The basic question is, what is authorship?
Wow, I think you can consider yourself to be an author.
No.
I think you published a book, you're an author. But it's like a vague term, for sure. Like, if one wants to call themselves an author, they can. That's what I think. If you write something, you find it creative, and you like what you write, I think you can call yourself an author.
Okay. The reason
I also typically don't identify myself as an author in that sense. I say that I'm an entrepreneur, software engineer, and I've just happened to write a few books.
Write a few books, of course. Few books. There is a reason I am asking you the question, and also feel free to give your experience regarding this too. Because in your presentation you said for writers you do 600 hours of grunting. Now, what did you call it?
Yeah, grunt work.
Grunt work.
I use there.
Yeah. And so that's why I don't consider myself an author, because I don't know what is grunting.
No, I mean, like in that case, I just meant that it's not extremely creative, but you need to dedicate a lot of time into the structure of the book, in editing it, and resolving grammar, punctuation, style issues, and things like that, which doesn't sound extremely fun. But if you want to produce a ready-to-read, high-quality piece, you need to focus on all of that.
Now, because you were also talking about flows, right? As far as authoring a book is concerned.
Yeah.
And I actually loved your charts. if I remember correctly, you had the editor, you had the co-writer, and you had the specialist, right?
In the flow?
Yeah, in the flow.
Manual or AI flow?
But I guess it's based on manual. We're not going
yeah.
to talk about AI right now.
Yeah, so manual flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the process when I was writing my book, so I had an editor or a publisher, dedicated person, project manager at the publishing house, was helping me to make the book, answer my questions about some structure.
We're talking manual, right?
Manual.
Yeah.
So that was like when I wrote and published the book with A-Press. So they had the whole team that supports you in writing and helps you on the way. And then when I wrote the chapter, I would have editors that would come in and check the content and suggest some things, make some commands. And also because I was writing a book that is a bit about mindset, about psychology in some parts. I also wanted somebody with deeper expertise in that field, recognized specialists. Also brought a person who is a psychologist to review the book and give me that perspective, and then I also need to resolve his comments.
Wow, so you said a lot. So let's deconstruct it a bit, or break it apart a bit. What is the grunting part?
I think for me, there was...
sorry. What you talked about right now, I'm a structure guy, okay? If we like, if you can, if not, I'm going to my next question, but if you can, if you want, like, say exactly what you said and try to hang on the flow chart that you made, or doesn't that make sense?
Like, so the first part would be writing the book structure, the book outline.
Yeah, that's the first part, okay?
Yeah, like when you know what you want to write about, when you figure out the topic, you sit down and you create the whole structure of your book. These are the chapters. This is what I'm going to talk about in depth. After that, you write the individual chapter. You produce it semi-raw. It's a draft. You send it for... You can edit it yourself. You go a few rounds. When you feel it's good enough, you send it to an editor. They come back with commands. You resolve them. And typically, when you finish with the whole book, you would send it for once again for review of an external person who can also like give additional feedback.
Okay. Okay. Now, so pipelines, because you talked about pipelines, and it was before you showcased the flow levels, right? Okay. Let's go to the pipelines, because I think before you showcase the flows in your presentation, you talked about the pipelines. As far as your workflow is concerned, we are on the AI. FYI, we are now on the AI part. Okay, so if you mind, basically try to break the pipelines apart in your workflow, and consider me as someone who doesn't know anything about pipelines. I have maybe heard about it a couple of times, but I don't understand anything about it, right?
Yeah.
So
after this, we're gonna have to wrap up in a couple of minutes.
give me,
I just wanted to give a heads up.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No problem. I don't mind. Okay.
So the
I can
pipelines?
explain the pipeline.
Yeah.
So the idea there, the pipeline is just a multi-stage process.
Yeah.
So you have steps, and in that step you send something in and you get something out. And this is also how the software pipeline works, or AI pipeline works.
Yeah.
You put something inside, you get something outside. And because AI is involved, you put in some context, some input file, and you get some output file that you can chain in the next step.
So basically the pipeline is in and out.
Yes.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
So step one of a pipeline would be, okay, this is going to be a draft of the outline.
Yeah.
And to enhance it, like you have your rough draft of the outline and you get a more detailed draft of the outline, and then you refine it, you approve it, and then you're ready to go for the next step, right? And so each step is broken down and refined within itself.
So basically, it's part of an automation process of the manual work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And for us, it was the pipeline that end-to-end generates a book. So we would go from nothing to a ready produced written book.
Yeah.
So in that pipeline, we would first write the book metadata, like the book title, the amount of chapters, the description of the book. The next step would be to define the characters of the book. So we write very detailed what every character is, what their arc, what their internal, external conflict. After that, we would write the story outline, where we write every chapter, what happens in it, plot, events, twists, hooks, interactions between the characters, locations where it happens. Then we would write chapter one by one in the next step of the pipeline.
So basically, it's kind of a prompt, right? It's kind of
in the pipeline step, we would use prompt to produce the result, but you can think of it as multiple chats in ChatGPT, where you send something, you use a prompt, you get a file out, and you use it in another chat.
Okay. And now, as far as the automation process of the flows are concerned. Okay, before we go any further, it was AIWriteBook.com, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I love that. I actually.
Short and simple.
yeah, it is short and simple, so it actually works. AIWriteBook.com. Okay. Also, check out the description below. You're going to find it there. So basically, AIWriter.com is an automation process of what you basically said, right?
Yeah, what I mentioned now is a pipeline to write a book, and we enhanced it a little bit, and we put it as a tool for authors. So they also go through this process to create their own book. So they go through defining their book details, then they go through defining their characters, and AI helps with every step. So it pre-generates everything for them and helps to change something if they want to, or they can just proceed to the next step. Then it writes the whole outline for them with the amount of chapters they want. Then it writes every individual chapter.
And so, of course, all the creativity stays within the author, the person behind the tool, and actually the human, the person has all of the power of identifying all of the plot points, all of the. That's where the creativity lives. In a way,
so
AI
you basically
automates.
erase the boring part. That's your point, basically.
If that is something that you find boring, yes,
the editing part.
That
okay.
is the tool for that. However, if you're an author that you enjoy doing that, maybe it's not the tool for you. And there is a beauty in writing a book by yourself, right? And it's an authentic process. But what will be the last question to the audience?
Oh, okay.
Of us, you.
Yeah. What would you know? What? Just maybe. Maybe you guys can basically summarize your presentations. Yeah. You can summarize and you can help him summarize. Yeah. So I basically just have a laid back role. And then when you guys are finished, I'm going to basically finish up here. Go for it.
I think what is very interesting is that now we are at the stage of development of AI that it's possible to write high quality book with a custom AI pipeline. So it just got possible. And like in that sense, it's very exciting because just a year or two ago, it was not at the level to be able to do that. So now we're there. So we can create books that are unrecognizable from high quality works that is out there. This is one thing. Another one is that a lot of authors use AI to write their books now at a lot of different steps for idea generation, for creativity in general when they're stuck, to edit what they wrote, and so many other things. And also in the process of producing it to the KDP, which means creating the metadata with keywords.
Like the Amazon stuff?
Yes, it's the Amazon self-publishing platform.
Yeah.
So, and for that one, you need the keywords that you need to put there, which is not really an author's job in that sense. It's just like some optimization for the search. So also that part can be very effectively be done by AI.
Okay. You know what? You could try to support his stuff, or you could basically just work.
I think with the AI assisted journeys, now anyone has a possibility to tap into any kind of niche. And I am a software engineer, and with that perspective in mind, you can easily write code using AI. However, will you be a software engineer? I mean, it doesn't directly imply that, right? You need to have software engineering principles, skills in order to evaluate your work. But as we have seen in the last couple of years, you can easily prototype, you can easily get your ideas out. And in a way, I think AI gives the opportunity to create and prototype. And I don't know, like my take truly is that it's a tool that enables you to be creative, and it speeds up communication of that creativity. And with that, I really enjoy seeing all of the journeys and all of the starts my husband makes. And I think AI Write Book is a chapter in his life, and there is a lot more to come for us.
Yeah, great. Guys, I want
Thank you so much.
thank you for you participating, and thank you for you guys for watching. See you next time.
Oh wow. Thank you for watching. I absolutely can't wait to hear all about where you're tuning in from in the comment section below. And of course, just because I'm Alice AI version doesn't mean your comments aren't wildly important.